Hello, Libra. Thank you so much for watching. I am so happy to be here. Um, I've been watching the other tarot card readers on YouTube for a while now. I just absolutely love doing it, and I love reading cards, so I thought I would go ahead and do it as well. I enjoy it so much, and sometimes it helps to hear different readers do it just to give you new perspectives and new ways of thinking. So hopefully it proves insightful for you. I did a little introductory video that goes into a little more detail about who I am and what I do and how I do it. And if you don't get a chance, I'll just kind of let you know. I do two readings in these videos. I do one, I start with the love reading, and then I'll do just some more general reading, all in the same video. So you get two for the price of one, if you will. And this is my cat here. She was at the vet, so she's got some stitches and she's wearing the hood. So she likes to hang out with me while I do these readings. She seems to like the cards a lot. So anyway, I've been shuffling these for a while. So Libra, my first reading will be a love reading for you for November 2015. So I'm just going to go right into it, and I'm going to keep shuffling for just a little while longer. Okay, that did not want to shuffle. I got the giant deck. The cards are a little bit big and a little clumsy, so sometimes they're really stiff, so sometimes I don't shuffle them so well. So. One more, and then I think we're done. Okay, Libra, here we go. This one here. So, your love focus for November 2015 for Libra. 10 of Cups, 9 of Swords, Ace of Pentacles, the Emperor, 2 of Pentacles, Queen of Pentacles, Judgment, the Sun, and your 6 of Cups. Okay, let me go ahead and get started here. So, an overlying theme that I'm seeing in this reading almost immediately is this theme of choice, this theme of juggling and weighing the options, and that's represented here with your 2 of Pentacles. You know, the duality theme has been sort of recurring in a lot of the signs this month. You know, there might be some internal struggles, lots of choices, things that need to be considered, need to be weighed, need to be analyzed and looked at from different angles, and gathering of the information. And it's a fairly important choice. You have a significant balancing act going on. You have great things on both sides, great promises, great reward, and for some reason, you are balancing, you are you are accomplishing it, or you are, you know that you know the right decision. However, it is significant, and you do have, quality choices on either side. In the top row, I'm seeing, your Nine of Swords, which also has been a recurring theme for a lot of the signs this month. And I'm holding it like this so you can see it a little bit better. Next month, hopefully, hope to have a little bit of a better setup, but for now, this will work. Your Nine of Swords, something, thoughts and ideas and frustrations and, things that are keeping you up at night, that are frustrating, things that are weighing heavily on your mind. And it seems to me like you had an offer of this, something wonderful. Maybe someone approached you and confessed their love to you, or maybe your significant other, decided to start making plans for a future, a family. It doesn't necessarily have to be those things, but things that you would normally hold true to your heart, that you would normally, those are the things that everyone is out there working to attain. That's why you date. That's why you meet new people, is to hopefully meet the love of your life and move into a significant relationship that, is fulfilling, emotionally fulfilling. But for some reason, you have your back turned toward that. You have your back turned and you are looking towards something else, and a new opportunity, something fresh, something promising, something potentially incredibly rewarding. But you might be feeling a significant level of regret, or did I make the right choice? Was this smart? Why don't I want this? Why didn't I jump at the chance when that's what everyone wants? That's what I'm working for. It's why I'm dating. It's why I'm in this relationship. But I didn't, I'm not jumping for joy for that. I'm feeling burdened by that, and I'm moving into a new direction towards something new and something fresh. And I'm kind of getting the sense, Libra, that you're having to choose that theme, that choice between yourself and someone else, that choice between an incredible man or woman, the Emperor, as represented by the Emperor here, someone who is so strong, so prominent, someone who is, a very worthwhile potential, if you're dating, or a man who is really bringing something real to the table. He is offering you the world, the family, the whatever it is you're both working towards, if you're in a relationship, but you seem to be struggling and juggling with the idea, do I really want that? Is that my goal? Is that my ambition for my life? And I feel this Queen of Pentacles is representing your energy here, where you have your head down, you are focused on your goals, you are planting the seeds for things that are quite fruitful, or that will prove to be fruitful in the future. And you might feel that this may have been the wrong decision, or it may have been, did you turn your back on your one chance that you had at a wonderful, fulfilling, loving relationship for selfish reasons? it's somewhat of a personal renaissance, if you will. Um, with this Judgment card, I feel as though, you might be feeling a sense of relief or, of freedom. You, it's possible that this promise and this life that is being maybe offered to you or someone is bringing to the table might feel somewhat burdensome. And it's not that you don't want those things. It's not that it's not in your cards. It's not that it's not in your cards. I'm just wondering if you're just going through a phase where you have some internal goals and projects and things that you want to accomplish on your own, and you feel that now is the time that those really need to be your main focus, and that you might be robbing yourself of that opportunity if you don't focus on those things. And by feeling that, and while you are feeling burdened, do you move this way or do you move that way? There is a sense of liberation by not choosing those things. Or you might choose to move forward and you might say, okay, well, now really is the time, and there's nothing but blessings for you. You will move forward in that direction, and you will get what you deserve in a good way. It's not like a bad thing. You will get what you seek. I kind of look at this card as, ask and ye shall receive. And all you have to do is ask. But if you don't, and if it's not something that you're ready for now, by choosing yourself, by choosing your own goals and your own ambitions for now, will bring you to this sense of, a sense of innocence, the sense of being bright-eyed and bushy-tailed. And, I kind of look at this card here, your Six of Cups, as being, it's two children playing on the playground, and they're running around slaying dragons, and one's a princess caught up in the tower, and, there's no limit to the imagination. There's no limit to how you can finish that story. It's kind of setting the goal and attaining that goal with the sun. The sun is things coming true, and you getting what you deserve, and you getting what you asked for. And with this too, it doesn't necessarily have to only be two choices. It doesn't necessarily have to be one thing or the other. It's kind of an infinite possibility of options, an infinite possibility of pathways moving forward. And just because someone brings this to the table, and I see lots of children, I see lots of, family and, gatherings of people, and a lot of childlike energy here. So it does seem like family is on the table, or that family is going to be a prominent theme in your love life. And that could be something as presented by the Emperor. And, you know, when it comes down to it, the Emperor and the Queen of Pentacles, you know, they're a quality pair, quality match, just because, you know, you might be so focused on your own things and you might be really just wanting to accomplish what it is you set out to do, doesn't mean that you can't have your cake and eat it too, if you will. It doesn't mean that you can't have both, but you need to make sure that you are ready. You know, the presence of this card just indicates that it's something that's bothering you. It's weighing heavily on your mind. Is it something that you really want? Is this the right person? Is this the right time? And sometimes you really need to just take a leap of faith in either direction, and things will come to fruition. Things will come to you. It's important to follow your heart. You know, the ace is the beginning. It's the new inkling for a new opportunity, an opportunity that will prove fruitful for you, that will blossom into something real and, you know, significant in your life. And, you know, it's a change in direction, and it doesn't necessarily mean that you have to completely remove or delete this presence or this option from your life, but it is a balancing act to make sure that you have what it is you want and you're seeking and you're working for, and having, you know, this other side of it as well. And either way, whatever happens or comes to fruition, it does seem to be, just with the presence of this card alone, it does seem to be a happy ending, if you will. So I'm going to do an outcome card for you. Ah. My cat is so creepy looking. Okay, here we go. Okay, so here's your second sword card. Normally, sword cards come in at least pairs, at least two, if not more. So here's your second one. It seems that you might be feeling, oh, you okay, baby? Like you might be feeling a little bit trapped or a little bit blinded, really, to what it is that's going on. Which makes sense, because here you have, you know, you have your 8 and your 9. You have the 2 in progression. It might be slowly getting worse. You know, you might be feeling a lot of pressure by this decision. You know, there might be some sort of ultimatum on the table. There might be a time frame that you are being presented with that you might not necessarily feel comfortable with. You are feeling like you can't see past the immediate nature of your situation, that, you know, a man or a woman, someone with this energy is presenting you and offering you everything that supposedly you feel you want in your life, but you just can't see it. You just can't, you know, bring the pieces of the puzzle together. You just can't, like, you're so focused on what is so near you. I mean, these swords are your number one obstacle. They're things that are right next to you. They are your barrier. They are your barricade. They are preventing you from from moving forward. And you may be feeling that pressure of, this is on the table, but only for a short time. And I'll offer it to you, but if you don't want it, I'm going to move on. And then you're at risk of potentially losing this promise with someone who's, significant or a good person in your life. But again, it doesn't mean that you won't get those things either way. You really need to follow your heart, follow your intuition. This too is associated with the High Priestess and the Major Arcana. It is that still small voice within you that knows all the right answers. It's following your gut. It's following your heart. The things that sometimes are the hardest decisions to make are often the right ones. And you might be a little bit blinded to that, maybe not able to really hear that message so clearly, and are feeling like a weight on your shoulders. And again, it just goes so perfectly with this card here too. You're feeling a lot of pressure and a lot of frustration by this decision. Your heart might be telling you that it's really time to maybe pursue something new, but in so doing, you might lose something else, and you're just not sure if you're ready to lose that. You're not sure you're ready to give it up. And I don't think there is a right answer, in this reading. It's, hopefully or hopefully this rings true for you. So yeah, that's an interesting love reading for you, Libra, this month of November. Let's see if I missed anything. I don't feel like I did. I feel like I covered everything. So I'm going to turn the camera off. I'm going to clean my cards. I'm going to shuffle them, and then I'll turn the camera back on, and we'll do the general for November. Okay, Libra, here we go. I'm going to keep shuffling these cards a little bit. I think it's important for you to see the cards being shuffled and dealt right in front of you. Libra for November 2015. Just general reading. Libra, November 2015. General reading. Okay. A couple more here. One more, and then I think we'll be good. Okay, Libra, here we go. General reading for November 2015. The recurring cards. Okay. Well, honestly, I see almost like another love reading, to be honest with you. You have your Strength, your Hanged Man, your Seven of Pentacles, your Eight of Cups, your Ace of Cups, the Fool, the Two of Pentacles, the Knight of Swords, and your Five of Swords. So the reason I say that it could almost be another love reading, even though this is just a general focus for just life. It seems like this decision is actually fairly prominent in your life. I mean, we dealt the same Two of Pentacles card, which happens a lot. When there's a theme or an issue happening in your life, sometimes that card gets pulled over and over and over because it's just a very prominent message, and it's just something that is happening in your life and needs to be represented. So there's that choice, and I feel um, I'm trying to think of really where to start. I feel like there will be someone new coming into your life, a new, maybe romantic, well, actually, before I say that, well, I know it's fine. Maybe there will be something new happening, but it might not necessarily be with another person. It could just be, a little bit more of an emotional beginning, a new fresh start for you. You have your Ace of Cups directly in the center. Often this represents a new offering of love. And here you have your Eight of Cups, which is a man walking away from everything that he has, walking away into the night in a dark, poorly lit path, not really sure which way to go, not sure which direction, but yet you have so much faith that by leaving your blessings and the things that you have behind, by leaving those things behind, you will be even more blessed, and you will have the opportunity for a new beginning and a new fresh start, a new path, a new journey. Here you have your Fool card, which is the absolute utmost level of innocence and a genuine of heart, something that is just so lighthearted and with the best intentions, and you are starting over. It seems that decision to leave will take a significant amount of willpower. Here you have your Strength card, the woman that literally tames the beast with her mind, her infinite level of knowledge and intelligence and willpower. She can tame this beast without any weapons or chains or whips or any sort of restraints, but with her mind. And that's how strong you are. And being placed next to the Hanged Man, you are probably going through a period of reevaluation and seeing the world from new angles. There is more out there. There's never any level of, the only restraints that you have in your life are your own. They're your own issues, your own baggage, the things that you choose to cause them to be barriers. They're not really barriers unless you make them that way. And you're starting to see that. You're coming to some sense of reality that maybe whatever it is that you have, whatever it is that's been laid out on the table that you've been working for, that you've been putting your time and energy and effort, isn't exactly proving out to be as fruitful as you would like. Maybe it's not the best situation for you. Maybe these blessings or these things that you have just aren't good enough. It's not enough. While you do have them, and it's incredibly important to express your gratitude for them, it doesn't mean you have to settle. And I'm getting the sense that you are not going to settle, that you will take a new path, that you have a choice. Should I stay or should I go? And, it seems like you are going to embark upon a new journey. you are going to seek a new level of emotional fulfillment, that something isn't right in your life, something is not making you entirely happy, and you come to the decision that only you can do that for yourself. Now, at the end of the reading, you have your Five of Swords, which is in my mind, it's kind of like becoming victorious over bad habits, breaking those bad habits, um, breaking the repeating patterns that we have. We all have these things in our lives, we have people that keep coming back. We have some levels of addiction, some actual addiction to substances, some addictions to people, addictions to feelings and, drama in our lives. But this card represents some sort of victory over that. And if, someone continues to come into our life and we finally say, you know what, I am officially done, I'm moving on, that is a victory over that pattern and that sort of toxic behavior that we kind of do to ourselves. That's our own lack of willpower that we have had in the past. But it seems to me like you actually have these two bookending your reading, the beginning and the end, and you have, this maybe newfound willpower and strength within you and within your heart and your mind that will then bring you to some level of victory of getting something out of your life that isn't necessarily the best thing for you, and you know it. And in the middle of the bottom row, you have your Knight of Swords, and I'm wondering if this is kind of a similar presence as the Emperor was in the last reading. The Emperor is, rose through the ranks, through military force. He's a man that is strategic, incredibly intelligent, quick to act, very, very well versed on both the defensive and the offensive side. He's a good fighter, and when I say a good fighter, I mean even just in household arguments. He's very good at stating his case and doesn't usually pick a fight unless he knows he's right about something, and when he's right, you know it, and there's really no arguing with that. So there might be a level of immaturity there. I do feel like this is actually the same energy coming back into your general reading. And again, you are being forced to choose between, he might be rushing into something. There might be some sort of time frame or timeline that you're feeling pressured. And, this person is fast moving, doesn't wait around, jumps into things sometimes without looking or evaluating the options, and might be trying to force you to come along with them. And it could be this Ace of Cups could represent, again, the offering that they're bringing to the table. You have his sword pointing directly to the Ace of Cups. It's going straight up here, and this could be that offering that you just, this is a new opportunity that you create for yourself, and a new opportunity that someone else is bringing to the table for you. And there's your choice. There's, what you have to juggle. That's what you have to decide on. And it's not an easy choice, because what they're bringing to the table is good. It is good, but I feel that you are leaning more toward doing things for yourself, that maybe the opportunity that they're presenting with this Hangman just isn't quite sitting just right with you. It's just not quite right. So I'm going to pull the outcome card for you. Here we go. Oh, definitely this one. Okay. Okay, your Six of Swords, which again is, well, one, it's a progression from 5 to 6, becoming victorious over these bad habits, over these patterns, over this recurring, mental maybe idea or behavior, but not completely forgetting them. This card is, a peaceful journey. It's moving from rough terrain, rough water, I don't know if you can see that, from rough waters into smooth, glassy waters with a beautiful, lush horizon there. It's a very peaceful journey, but you do carry these lessons and these life experiences, these learning experiences with you. These make you a better person. These form you and shape you and help you make decisions toward the future. And you may be leaving, you may be withdrawing from a situation, not necessarily a bad one, just one that might not be right for you. You might be withdrawing and moving on and becoming your own, taking yourself on a new journey in your life. And you are doing that alone. You aren't bringing anyone with you. This is a very peaceful, tranquil, quiet journey that you are on. And I do see you maybe moving away from something that is a little bit unproductive or just not quite right. And, these two complement each other very well. Whereas with this card, you are leaving the promises behind. You are leaving what is being given to you, or what you have, in order to, to leave and to seek more fulfillment and to accomplish those things on your own. So here you're leaving things behind, but here you're taking things with you. And either way, they both require a significant amount of willpower to do those things, to leave things behind and to look for a new direction, to leave the familiar and travel into the unfamiliar, unlit paths, that are a little bit some rough terrain, but rough terrain that promises a greater future. Okay, Libra, very clear reading was for you. For some reason, the Cancer and Leo readings didn't come together so easily. Sometimes the cards just make sense and the stories just pop out, and other times they really just don't. So I'm happy I had a clear reading for you. I'm going to be doing this every month, so please come back and see me and subscribe if you can in December. And we'll do the same thing again, and hopefully I'll have a little bit of a better setup. If not in December, then definitely in January. So anyway, thank you so much again for watching. I'm so grateful for your viewership, and hopefully it proved insightful for you.